Hello everyone, welcome to today's anthropology session. Today we'll be discussing on how to make current affairs notes for anthropology. Anthropology optional is considered generally to be a very static subject where we do not require a lot of current affairs. But in order to get very good marks, if your focus is to score 300 plus or 290 plus, something of that kind, it is very important to prepare current affairs also for anthropology. The reason being, anthropology has specific topics. If you write answers only from the books, you might get good marks, but you might not get excellent marks. In order to get excellent marks, you need to quote certain points from current affairs. You need to relate the answer with the current perspective. So today we'll be discussing on how to make sure you make good current affairs note and present it in your answers. Come on, let's start with paper 2. The reason why I have started with paper 2 is because paper 2 has more topics which are current affairs based. Let us go one by one. Specific topics require specific kind of approach. So one-stop solution doesn't work in anthropology optional. You have to be very careful about it. The first thing is archaeology. You will always get a lot of questions from archaeology in paper 2 as well as in paper 1. And it is advisable to write more questions from archaeology part. One thing, because you can include a lot of diagrams here. Second, the archaeological anthropology is very well defined. That means there is no scope of generalizing your answer. There is fixed question which has fixed answer. Once you quote all the important points, all the important facts, draw good diagrams, you will end up with very good marks. And the time consumption for archaeology is very less. That means there is more scope of getting good marks. In archaeology, what you have to do is, for each and every topic that is there, try to make good notes. The book you should be referring is Indian Archaeology by D.K. Bhattacharya. You can refer to this book. Apart from that, before your examination, what I would advise is make use of the internet. Try to find out what are the recent developments in archaeology. What are the recent trends? Is there any new invention? Is there any new archaeological excavation that became very famous in the recent times? A very good example here is in 2022, a person got Nobel Prize in biology. His name was Swante Pabo. So what he did is he sequenced the genome of the Neanderthals. So this became very famous. In 2023, we predicted this question might come, something related to this, but it did not. So that means you have to be careful about it. You will have to make notes so that in the future, in 2024 or 2025, there can be a question about it. So you need to know about this. So that's how you make notes. For archaeology, what I would advise is make notes before going to the exam. Try to have note about all the important recent archaeological events. Have a small note about it. About demographic profile. So there is a specific topic called demographic profile. You might not get direct questions from this, but then you can use these answers everywhere. You can make use of the data, the census data everywhere. For this, what I would advise you is, apart from whatever you study from your book or notes, you should have made specific note of the important data yourself. For example, literacy rate. In 2021, what was the literacy rate of SC population, ST population, OBC population, general population? Make a note this way. In the same way, for health and other details also. So for demographic profile, what I would advise is make use of the 2011 census and then the recent censuses such as the National Family Health Survey 5. So these kind of censuses, or if the government has brought in any important data recently, try to make use of that in your answers too. So these things have to be taken care of. Then, when we move to the social anthropology part, social anthropology is considered to be a very easy topic because we study about caste, we study about Varna system, we about the practices in the society, Sanskritization, desanskritization. For these topics, we generally have very well made notes already. There are several books available, there are very good notes available. So all you have to do is collect some extra points from the current perspective. For example, recently, caste-based census has become very important. In several states, they are trying to implement caste-based census. So what you need to do is you need to identify from anthropological perspective how it will impact the society, how it will impact the social status of the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. So you need to analyze these things. There are a lot of articles available in Hindu on a daily basis you are getting. So try to pick up certain points which will get you into a point where you can write good answers that will enhance your answers in a good way. So that is one point about social anthropology. Apart from that, in order to collect very good notes, what you have to do is IGNU material, Indira Gandhi National Open University, and then there is a website called eGyan Kosh. About each and every topic, all you have to do is find out the recent case studies, recent examples by making use of these two materials. Everything is available online. You can make use of it very well. When we talk about tribal anthropology, about tribes, the basics and everything, already books are there. Nadeem Hasnain's Tribal India book is there. Apart from that, several other books are also available. However, in order to make your answer unique, what you have to do is you will have to refer to the Ministry of Tribal Affairs annual report, Khaka committee report, and then any recent development in the newspaper in the recent times that have to be referred to. If you have very good time to make notes, what I would advise is make use of the Down to Earth magazine. Down to Earth magazine has a lot of materials that are related to tribals. Tribal related news, tribal related materials, articles comes a lot in Down to Earth magazine. That can be used in your answer. The most important point in order to get extremely good marks in paper 2 is you have to be proactive. Proactive in the sense, make sure you note down important points from the newspaper. Make sure you are active in learning about the recent developments about tribals. Make sure you keep practicing a lot and ensure that your answer has a current angle. When they are asking about Sanskritization, do not just restrict your answer with Sanskritization. By the end, try to relate it with the recent trends. What's the present context of Sanskritization? How is it happening in the recent times? So you need to make your answer unique. You have to make your answer relevant. Then you will end up getting good marks. When we talk about paper 1, from the archaeology part, the same aspect which I told about paper 2 has to be followed here with one change from global perspective. You have to focus your answer from global perspective because we get questions about cultures, Chalcolithic, Neolithic cultures all over the world. So a little extra work has to be done here. Apart from that, when we talk about the social anthropology, what we have to do is study the recent trend in changes of social systems. About society, when we study different institutions, magazines, different institutions such as marriages, different institutions such as caste system, religion, political system. So all you have to do is you will have to ensure that you have a good idea about the recent changes. For example, joint family system. In the present time, it is breaking out. So is there any study about the joint family system in the recent times? Is there any anthropological study about the changes in the way marriages are happening in the recent time? So here you have to be a little innovative in trying to find out all these things. So make use of your brain, Try to find out some unique case studies, some unique articles, researches done by good anthropologists or sociologists, and note it down in your answers. About research methods. About research methods, usually, even though we never get questions out of the topics, out of the conservative topics which we study, in the recent times, they have started asking questions about from the current perspective too. So for this, what you have to do is, you will have to do a little research of yourself. You will have to understand if there is any recent invention or recent changes in the way the research methods are happening. All you have to do is spend a little time with Google and collect some materials. That's all. This is a very small topic, but then usually you always get at least one question in your exam. So be careful about it. Try to have good idea about it. From chapter 9 to 12, this is the physical anthropology. So for physical anthropology, what I would advise is read P. Nath book. Try to understand each and every case study. He has filled his book with a lot of case studies, explained in a very good way. Try to collect all these things. Note down the names of the anthropologists too, so that your answer looks more legitimate. Apart from that, you have to understand this particular topic is very dynamic in nature. Every day, different research happens. New kind of technology starts developing. So you have to be aware of it. For this, do you need to do any extensive study? No, you don't have to. You don't have to do all these things. All you have to do is sit for some time, research using Google, try to find out if there is any new genetic engineering technology, if there is any new trend in study of human growth. So these kind of things you will have to find out. Make sure you collect one or two extra points, one or two unique examples, case studies, so that your answer looks better than everyone else. Recent researches that happened in India should be given focus here. There are very good biotechnology institutions, research institutions. So all you need to do is you need to have an idea about the recent inventions or recent findings happening in India. That has to be noted down. Apart from that, fill your answers with a lot of examples and case studies by collecting the information online. Here, all I'm telling is try to focus more on online resources rather than sitting for a very long time trying to read multiple magazines and newspapers. Because it is mains examination, how much mark you get is up to you. All you need to do is you will have to collect certain points and then enhance your answer. From anthropological theories perspective, you need to make sure your answer has some current relevance. For example, if there is a question about structuralism, you will explain about Levi Strauss, his theory and everything, which is already mentioned in the book. But then in the end, try to relate with the present perspective. Try to relate how structuralism is helping the recent times, helping anthropology in the recent times, or compare it with the postmodern school of anthropology. So here, when it comes to theories, you do not have to do a lot of work in collecting examples and case studies. These are already present in your books. All you need to do is you will have to enhance your answer writing. Make sure you write good answers so that it will be looking attractive for the examiner. So this is all you have to do when it comes to current affairs part in anthropology. All you need to do is you will have to focus on certain topics in their own perspective, collect some extra notes so that you can write good answer, you can quote good points. There are no specific resources for current affairs when it comes to anthropology. You will have to depend on your online materials. You can take notes from IGNU notes. You can take notes from eGyan Kosh. I have already mentioned it when I was explaining the paper too. Other than this, make use of Google in a very good way. Apart from this, in case if you are facing difficulties in anthropology, if you feel that constant writing and evaluation is required, all you have to do is call us, contact us in this email or give a call to us or drop a text message. We have specific mentorship program where we guide the students with daily answer writing, proper evaluation and discussion. Apart from that, hand holding the student to ensure he or she gets more than 280, 290 marks in the examination. We are experts in this. We will ensure this. In case you are finding difficulties in scoring good marks, all you have to do is contact us. We will have free sessions and we will discuss how to move forward. All the best. Study well.